Muscle cars, American dreams on wheels. Nothing beats the roar of a V8 engine. It's music to any car enthusiast's ears. Muscle cars are the embodiment of that sound. They represent power, freedom, and American ingenuity. These aren't just cars, they're legends on four wheels. From their beginnings as affordable performance cars, muscle cars captured the hearts of a generation. They became symbols of rebellion and cool. I've been lucky enough to drive my fair share of muscle cars over the years. Each one has its own personality, its own story to tell, but they all share that same DNA: big engines, aggressive styling, and an undeniable presence on the road. In this essay, we'll take a deep dive into the world of muscle cars. We'll explore their history, compare the titans of the segment, and try to answer that age-old question: which one reigns supreme? The 1960s were a time of change and excitement in America. Rock and roll was on the radio, and a new generation was eager to make its mark. The muscle car was born into this world, a perfect reflection of the times. Suddenly, affordable performance was within reach. Cars like the Pontiac GTO and the Oldsmobile 442 hit the streets, packing powerful engines into mid-size packages. The big three automakers, Ford, Chevrolet, and Dodge, were locked in a fierce battle for supremacy. Every year brought more horsepower, bolder designs, and faster quarter-mile times. It was a golden age for car enthusiasts, and the muscle car was at the heart of it all. But the party couldn't last forever. The 1970s brought new challenges: rising gas prices, stricter emissions regulations, and changing consumer tastes. Muscle cars had to adapt to survive, and some didn't make it. No story about muscle cars is complete without mentioning the big three: Ford Mustang, Chevrolet Camaro, and Dodge Challenger. These iconic rivals have been battling it out for decades, each with its own loyal following. The Ford Mustang, introduced in 1964, started it all. It created the pony car segment: affordable, sporty coupes that appealed to a wide audience. The Mustang's long hood, short deck lid, and wide range of engine options became the blueprint for a generation of muscle cars. Chevy's answer came in 1967 with the Camaro. It was designed to go head-to-head with the Mustang, offering similar performance and a more European-inspired design. The Camaro quickly gained a reputation for its handling prowess and became a favorite on both the street and the track. Dodge joined the fray a year later with the Challenger. It was a bigger, more muscular take on the pony car formula, with a wide stance and a focus on straight-line speed. The Challenger's aggressive styling and powerful engine options made it an instant classic. These three titans have been locked in a battle for muscle car supremacy ever since, trading blows with each new generation. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses, but they all share that same DNA: power, performance, and an undeniable cool factor. What's a muscle car without a powerful engine? It's like a bodybuilder without muscles. These cars are all about raw power, and their engines are the heart of the beast. We're talking V8S, folks. Big rumbling V8S with names like Cobra Jet, ZL1, and Hemi. These engines were designed to deliver one thing: horsepower, and lots of it. The sound of a muscle car engine firing up is like nothing else. It's a deep, throaty growl that sends shivers down your spine, and when you put your foot down, it roars to life, propelling you forward with incredible force. Over the years, muscle car engines have evolved, becoming more powerful and efficient, but one thing remains the same: the thrill of hearing that V8 roar. It's a sound that's synonymous with American muscle. Section 5. Beauty is more than skin-deep design that turns heads. Muscle cars aren't just about brute force, they're also about style. These cars were designed to turn heads, and they did so with their long hoods, short deck lids, and aggressive stances. Take the Ford Mustang, for example. Its sleek fastback design is instantly recognizable even today. Or the Chevrolet Camaro with its muscular fenders and Coke bottle styling. And who can forget the Dodge Challenger with its wide body stance and aggressive grille? These cars were designed to stand out from the crowd, and they did so with flying colors. They were the automotive equivalent of a peacock, strutting their stuff for all to see. But the beauty of muscle cars goes beyond their sheet metal. It's about the details too. The chrome accents, the hood scoops, the spoilers, all of these elements contribute to the overall look and feel of these iconic machines. Section 6. From silver screen to drag strip muscle cars in popular culture. Muscle cars weren't just confined to the streets, they became cultural icons, appearing in movies, TV shows, and even music. They represented freedom, rebellion, and a healthy dose of American cool. Who can forget Steve McQueen tearing through the streets of San Francisco in a Ford Mustang GT Fastback and Bullet? Or the iconic green and white Dodge Charger from the Dukes of Hazzard, soaring through the air? Muscle cars weren't just for show, they also made their mark on the drag strip. Legends like Don the Snake Prudhomme and Shirley Cha-Cha Muldowney cemented their names in motorsports history behind the wheels of these powerful machines. Even today, muscle cars continue to capture our imaginations. They're a reminder of a time when horsepower reigned supreme and style was everything. They're a testament to the enduring appeal of American muscle. Section 7, Behind the Wheel, Legends and Legacies. Muscle cars weren't just machines, they were driven by people. People with a passion for speed, a need for power, and a desire to leave their mark on the world. Drivers like Carroll Shelby, who took the Ford Mustang and turned it into a racing legend. Like Grumpy Jenkins, who dominated the drag strips with his innovative approach to Chevrolet Camaro tuning. These men and women became heroes to a generation, pushing the limits of what was possible behind the wheel. They weren't afraid to get their hands dirty, to tinker and tune until they squeezed every last ounce of performance out of their machines. Their stories are woven into the fabric of muscle car history, tales of daring, skill, and a love for the open road. They remind us that these cars are more than just metal and rubber, they're vessels for our dreams and aspirations. Section 8, The Difficult Choice, Crowning the King of Muscle. So, we've talked about their history, their design, and their cultural impact. But the question remains, which muscle car deserves the crown? It's a tough call, folks. Each of these cars has its own strengths and weaknesses. The Mustang is the originator, the Camaro is the handler, and the Challenger is the brute force. Do we judge them on their performance? Their looks? Their cultural impact? It's a debate that's raged for decades, and there's no easy answer. But if I had to choose just one, a car that embodies the spirit of the muscle car era, I'd have to go with, well, I can't choose. Each one holds a special place in my heart. Section 9. The legacy lives on muscle cars in the 21st century. The golden age of muscle cars may be over, but their legacy lives on. Today, Ford, Chevrolet, and Dodge are still producing versions of the Mustang, Camaro, and Challenger, updated for the modern era. These new muscle cars are more powerful and technologically advanced than their predecessors, but they still capture that same spirit of affordable performance and head-turning style. And you know what? There's a whole new generation of enthusiasts discovering the joys of muscle cars. They're drawn to the same things that drew us in all those years ago: the sound, the fury, the feeling of freedom behind the wheel. So the next time you hear that rumble of a V8 engine, take a moment to appreciate the legacy of the muscle car. It's a story of American ingenuity, passion, and a love for the open road. And that's a story that never gets old.